So just to explain for the new people here tonight, it is quite a long stretching session. It's 45 minutes long. And the way it works is split into 10-minute sections. So you've got 10 minutes warm up, getting the muscles warm, 10 minutes yoga, sort of more of a flow, a little bit of floor stretching, and then a little bit of some sort of conditioning to help build up the strength in your legs. Okay? Oh, someone else joining? No, to join us. Okay, no worries. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're just going to get the legs moving. So basically, I want you to imagine there's a little line here. You step your leg over it, and then bring your leg over. Okay, and you can make this as long or short as you need to. Okay, so we're going to go from left to right, bringing the leg up as much as possible, taking it wide, then bringing the other leg over. Okay, so we're just going to do 10 of those. Okay, let's give it a go. Ready, and 1. And while I'm talking, just concentrate on your breathing. Like your guard, keep your hands up for bounce. 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Now what you imagine is a low sort of hole there, and you're ducking under it and coming up. Okay? Trying to keep your back straight. Don't worry how low you can duck. Just make sure you're keeping your back up. Okay? So let's go from one side. I'll start like this with you. Ready? 1. And back under 2. So breathe in on the way down, breathe out as you come up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, what we're going to do from here is we're going to just twist into this sort of lunge. So let me show you slowly. We're going to build up on this, okay? So the first lunge is to turn out and lunge like this. So we're going to turn one way, and we're going to come through center, turn the other way. Every time you do it, you're trying to keep that back leg straight as you go side to side, okay? So we're going to go this way first. Ready? 1. Come up, turn the other way. 2. So if you keep facing me, Chloe, it'll be easier for you to see. So keep your feet wide facing me, that's it. And then just turn your feet this way, that's it. 3. Make sure you're trying to bend that front knee more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to give you an option. You can either have your hand down on the floor, that will help with balance, or you can keep your hand up. So this time you're going to go to the side. Option to put your hand on the floor, drop the knee, pick it up, and then raise up to the other side. If you don't want to put your hand on the floor, you can still do it. Go, drop your knee, up. But obviously that one requires more strength and stability. So up to you whether you want to put your hand down on the floor or not. I'll do the first couple with my hand down, and then I'll take my hand off the floor. Okay, so go into the side, hand down, and drop the knee to the floor. Pick the knee up and keep your hip low. 1, and then come up through the middle. The other side, drop down, drop the knee, turn, and up. Okay. 3, 4. Try and keep your head up and your back straight at all times. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, that's really good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little twist. So we're still building on the sequence. So again, up to you, hands down and hands up. I'll show you the version of the hands down first. So you're going to go down to the side, drop your knee down, and then turn both feet towards me. So some of you, your hips will be up here. Others of you, your hips will be down here. Try and get both feet flat to the floor. come over to the other side. Do that lunge again, and then walk your hands around so both feet face forward. This is where you're going to open up the inside of your groin. Okay? Again, hands down or hands up, totally up to you. Okay? Go to the side. Drop the knee. Now walk the toes to face me. One leg bent, one leg straight. And then push off to the other side. 2. Drop the knee. Up. Turn your feet. And switch. 3. What it looks like without using your hands on the floor. And over the other side. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more. And 10. We've got one more of these and your legs will be fully warm, I promise you, okay? So the full sequence of this routine. This is the best way of warming up your legs. You go down into the lunge, turn the face forward. Now from there, turn these toes up, and you're trying to get your hips even lower. I'll show you with a hand up what it looks like. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, again, don't worry if you can't get as low as me, but I'm just showing you what the exercise does for you. Really warms up your hips and your legs and everything, okay? So 10 of these, and then we'll change up the training, okay? So turn. Lunge, knee drops, turn to the Cossack squat, turn your toe up. Then over the other side. Walk your hands to the front, and turn those toes up. Good. Go on the other side. So we have 3. And don't forget to go with your breathing as well. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 2. And 10. Okay, shake it off. Excellent. So shake your legs. If you need to take a drink at any time, you can. So what we're gonna work on now is a little yoga flow to open up the backs of the legs. It's got parts. So what I've given you a block. Again, this yoga block's great because it's got 3 levels: highest, middle, lowest. And some of the pads and everything, you don't quite have the flexibility of that, but that's why the yoga block's good. So what we're going to do first is just warm up the back of the leg. Now your flexibility might be different, so I'll show you one version. So this would be it on the highest block. So you got your block on the highest. Right, keep your back straight so your fingertips might be on here. You're going to lift this leg up and back down. Lift this leg up, back down, without my hips doing this and twisting up. Okay? That's going to be level 1 of the drill. So put your block on the spot that you want it on. Again, you might work down lower as you go. Okay? You're just going to forward fold now, and you're going to lift one leg back, up and down 10 times. Ready? 1. Doesn't matter how high you lift the leg. What's important is you don't let your hips twist out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Then the knees stand up, give legs a little bit of a shake. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to go from the lunge that we worked on in the warm-up to this standing position. Again, if you've got a block, this can help. So I'm in my lunge. You've got your hands on the block or on the block like this, or even on the floor. And you're going to come up now into this shape, back into your lunge, and up. So what we're doing is we're building a flow in this leg, getting this calf working as we go. Okay? So go into your lunge, hands on the block, or fingertips on the floor, and just raising up. And when we come up, we want to make a perfect straight line with our leg and our top body leg. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Switch the legs over. Set yourself up. Nice and balance. Back on the other side. Up. 3, 1, 2, 3. Go with your breath. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, stand up, give the legs a shake. Okay. So now we're going to put that into a balance. If you found that difficult, stick to that with the hands down. But if I show you now from the side, the last one of this little set, from here, our hands are going to be forward. Put them back like from the top of your head to your heel is like a runway. And you try and lift and tip. If you don't feel like you can balance as you lift, just let your fingertips go down onto something. Okay, so you can do the exercise again. But what we're trying to do is trying to get that feeling of balance going up. Okay, so again, it doesn't matter how much you lift your leg. Even if you come up and lift your leg an inch off the floor and keeping this leg bent, that's totally fine because the balance makes it difficult. What you're building is a bunch of stabilizing muscles. Okay, so we're going to do 10 warrior threes today. Okay, but don't worry how high you lift your leg. The main thing is to keep your balance. Okay, so arms forward, take them back, and just slightly tip forward and come onto one leg. Just lift the leg an inch or 2. 1, and then drop it down. It doesn't have to be very high at all. 2. Most important thing is you don't let those hips twist. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what you should notice is the standing leg, the hip is on fire because you've been using it to lift. So you're out the hips getting a really good workout as well. Again, hands forward, kick them back, have a straight line feeling from your head to your heel. First couple, just lift an inch off the floor. Ready? 1. Get that feeling of balancing on one foot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Fantastic, guys. I know your legs are on fire, but that's kind of the point for this next exercise. So depending on your shoulder flexibility, you're going to have knuckles to the back, or you're very flexible in your wrist, you have palms to the back. But if it hurts, just go back to knuckles, okay? The knuckles are there to make sure that we don't round in our back. So what you're going to do now, I'm just going to face the side so you see. Imagine this is straight, legs are straight. The only thing that tips is the hinge of my hips, okay? Got those knuckles on the back. We're just going to tip forward until we feel both my toes are facing forward. So I could feel a stretch in this hamstring or this calf, depending which is tighter. So once you feel that sensation of, oh, that's where the feeling of discomfort is, use that muscle to lift back up, okay? So let's do 10 of those. Forward fold. Keeping the back as straight as possible. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, and on the 10th one, I want you to release your hands and fold all the way forward. So you might be able to get your palms to the floor, it might be knuckles, fingertips, or hands on your blocks. Doesn't matter where you are, but because we spent so long warming up the hamstrings, you should be able to go a little bit further than usual. Now I'm going to come up, just face the other way. So again, you guys sort of set your feet so that shoulder width, not too wide, not too long, but both toes are facing this direction, and the feet are planted on the floor 50-50. Knuckles together or palms together, depending on your flexibility, and just fold forward. Now you might have one side that's tighter than the other. So try and breathe into that stiff part of your leg, both legs straight and the back straight. Don't fall forward yet. 2. 3. 4. 5, maybe feel yourself bowing a little bit deeper. 6. 7. 8. 9. This time fold all the way forward. So on my left side, I'm not as open as my right. And this is common. So just relax into this breathe. Signal where you are. Okay, come up and have your legs wide. And when you have your legs wide here, you don't want to go so wide that you feel off balance or there's pain here. If you can interlock your fingers behind your back, that's great. If you need to hold on to something like your block, or if you've got a belt there, if your shoulders aren't that open, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is I tip forward now. I'm going to tip forward like I was doing earlier. Then I'm going to use these arms to tip me forward a little bit more. So this is going to be a hamstring stretch and a shoulder stretch as well. Okay, and we're just going to do 10, folding forward. 1. If you feel your legs going out a bit further, that's fine. But obviously don't let them slide out so you fold. 2. And make sure you fold far enough forward that you feel a stretch in your shoulders as well. 3. 4. 5. 6. I'm going slower now, counting slower now because I'm getting deeper into my stretch. 7. 8. 9. On the 10th one, I'm going to stay in it low and just take your hands from one side to the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release your hands, put them on the floor, and then slowly bend your knees, bring your legs in, come up, and give your legs a shake. Okay, now I'm warm. Okay, so now we're going to come down to the floor. This is a long sequence, but it has levels. So when we get to the top of your level, just go back one level, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is the floor stretching now. I used to hate this kind of stretching, but myself and Andrew used to train on a hard floor, and it wasn't nice at all, especially when the floor was cold. So again, whenever you're doing these exercises, make sure you're on a soft surface. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk my knees out as wide as they'll naturally go, but my toes, my big toes, are attached, okay? And for some of you, sitting back like this will be uncomfortable. This is where you get the block or the pad and sit on it. So if it's uncomfortable for you, just sit on that block, okay? So walk your knees out wide, Jess. Here you go. That's it. Awesome. Now sit between. So this is what I call level 1 of the drill, and this should hopefully be relaxing. But if it isn't, just sit down. You're comfortable. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk the hands forward, and this is the breathing pattern we're going to do for a while. Okay. I do this on a lot of stretches, but the idea is as I breathe in, I arch my spine and I try and look up to the ceiling. So I'm now actively trying to push my ribs to the floor, and I'm trying to go forward with my fingers. As I breathe out, I bend and try and sink my hips back to my heels. And again, breathe in and breathe out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Now I'm going to walk my hand all the way to one of my knees, and I'm also going to grab my opposite wrist, so the wrist is pulling across my body, for a bit of an extra side stretch. Breathe, relax. And then walk the hands all the way over the other side. And again, grab the opposite wrist, a bit of a side stretch. Now, if you've never done this before, just watch me closely. This is where I want you to take the weight from your knees into your top body. What I'm going to do is weave one arm through and lie on my shoulder, and then take this arm forward. Okay? And the idea is you take the weight off your inner thighs and your hips and put it into your shoulders. Okay? So just chill out here for 3 breaths. And then come up and thread the arm through the other way. Come back to the middle. Okay, now this is going to go into level 2 now. So I'm going to take my feet out like a frog stretch now, and my heels are in line, and my knees are on line. Okay? If your knees hurt in this exercise, you might want to put something underneath it, like an item of clothing or extra padding. Okay? So what we're going to do now is I'm going to walk my hands one palm print forward, and I'm just going to floss forward and back very gently, just getting used to being in this uncomfortable position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, when I do the breathing in and out, I'm going to walk my hands even further forward. So as I breathe in, I'm trying to push my hips as far forward as possible. And as I breathe out, I come down onto my forearms and push my hips as far back as possible. So again, breathe in. Breathe out. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out. Now on my forearms, I'm going to walk them all the way over to one knee as far as they'll go. My elbow probably won't reach my knee, but I'll feel a very different kind of stretch. And walk the elbows all the way over to the other side. Okay, and again, bring the arms forward. This is where you're threading the arm through, trying to take the weight off the hips, where it's probably feeling quite intense right now. And bringing them back. Come up. Okay, bring your knees in, because I know it's quite tight. What we're going to do is take a little rest now. And we're just going to roll out the hips. Okay, so all I want you to do is make circles with your hips in one direction. We're going to go 10 one direction, 10 the other. So circle your hips around. 1, 2, 3, a little bit faster. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change direction. Big circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now there is a level where you stand up, but as we just did some standing stretches, I'm going to miss that out. We're going to go straight into your straddle pose now. And basically all those sort of stretches you did last time, you can do here, but you're going to have a lot more limitation because this is a much more intense stretch. So again, like we did, trying to floss, open up, what we're going to do is we're going to do, instead of going forward and back, we're going to do circles now, like we're doing with our hips. So with your hands, make circles, 10 in one direction, 10 the other. 1, 2, and it doesn't matter if your hands are behind you, on your legs, or in front of you. The most important thing is that you keep your back straight and you're stretching out your hips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just to show you the different ways you can do this, you can put your hands behind you. What helps is this push your hips forward. So this time as you arch your back, you actually almost lift your hips up, look up to the sky and push your hips forward. So you breathe in. As you breathe out now, just naturally fold. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now we're going to walk the hands over to one leg. And what I like to do is put the 2 hands either side. And we're just going to do, you can do the 3 breaths thing on this side. You can breathe in. As you breathe out, fold. Maybe walk the fingers forward an inch. Breathe in. Breathe out. And come up over the other side. Again, start with the fingers either side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Walk the fingertips forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Fingertips forward. Okay. And the next round, you can have your hands behind you again. You can either put your hands on your legs now, or if you're more flexible now and you feel yourself like tip forward like this, you can put your hands here. So again, we're going to do that breathing exercise one more time. Breathing in. Arch your back, look up the ceiling, breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Now, many of you won't be as far forward as I am, but I just want to show you that you know you're making an improvement with your flexibility because you can do that shoulder stretch in this position. Now, obviously, when I first started stretching, I couldn't do that. So it's one of these levels going, well, you could do it in the first level without even thinking about it. And now when you get here, that's very difficult. So I'm not saying you can do that now. What I am saying to you is just come in, give your legs a little shake out. I'm saying a lot of times people get put off by stretching because it takes such a long time and they forget to measure it. So we had a class last night where we attempted front split. Now we don't often do a front split in a normal kind of slow class, but I said, look, it's good to do every once in a while to see where you are. Me and Andrew come from the days where you kind of did front splits every class, and me personally, it didn't help my flexibility. It just tore muscle all the time. It was the extreme all the time. So the best thing to do is the flow stretches on a day basis, and then depending on how much you stretch, once a fortnight, once a month, test them with the bigger stretches. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do some leg conditioning. We've worked a lot on the inner leg. We're now going to do one on the outer hip. Okay. What I would say to everyone is if you start to cramp up in your hip, that is the time to stop. And the hip release I want you to do at any time is the figure 4 one to give you a hip release because it will start to burn a little bit. Okay. Again, this is another long sequence, but it's a form of leg conditioning. It's quite a good one when you're lying down, sat watching the TV, 80 style. So I'm lying like this, but obviously you can lie anywhere you want. If this is more comfortable, that's fine. If this for me is just comfortable because I keep my head up, I can see. So I'm trying to keep myself perfectly side on. I don't want to lean forward or back. Okay, so concentrate on keeping forward. We're going to do 10 of each rep, but obviously if 10 is too much for you, do less. My big toe is pointed down. Okay, so I'm going to lift it as high as I can while keeping the big toe down. I won't be able to go very high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this one, make sure you don't lose your side feeling. Make sure you stay side on. You're going to take your leg forward now, like a front stretch kick, and back. That's it. Sorry, the telly's in the thing. That's it. No, it's fine. Yeah, simple adjustment will be fine. Okay, let's go for it. Ready? 1. Keep my leg as straight as possible. 2. Don't let the rest of your body move. 3. So I'm using this hand here to brace myself. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Now I am going to turn the toe up on the side, and I'm going to try and do a sort of front stretch kick on my side. 1. So now I'll be able to go higher, but I'll feel my hip want to twist side to side. So try and keep that hip exactly where it is. 3. Go with your breath. 4. Keep that toe up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is one of the tougher ones now. This is the 3-level side kick. Let me show you first. It goes low side kick, keeping that big toe down. My thigh comes into my elbow. Middle side kick in. Highest side kick down. Now, what I would suggest, if you've never done this one before, just do 3. But today I'm going to do 5, just to show you how your hip's going to feel from like 3 to 5. 3 is okay. 5 is when it starts to burn. Okay, so just giving you a warning in advance. Okay, so we're going to go low, back, middle, back, high, drop. That's 1. In, low, middle, high, low. I'm already feeling it. 2, low, middle, high, drop. Feel free to stop there if you want to carry on. Totally welcome to. Okay, low, middle, high, drop. And then last time, low, middle, high, drop. Now this next exercise doesn't look like I'm doing much, but I'm doing a lot. I tap my big toe in front of me, and then I tap my heel behind me. But again, don't let your bottom hip twist at all, okay? I'm going to do 10 of those. So front and back. 1, 2, 3. Rotating that foot really makes a difference. 4, 5, 6. Starting to burn now. 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. Now we're going to give a little bit of a rest. We're going to grab that foot and bring it up here. And then this bottom foot, I'm going to pulse up and down 10 times. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this is hard as well. I call it the penny farthing or the unicycle. I'm trying to ride the biggest bicycle you can. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, slow and steady. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then lie on your back, take that leg over and give yourself a little figure 4. Okay, let's flip round and go on the other side. Okay, so set yourself up nice and comfy. Okay, so big toe facing down. Trying to keep that side motion. Have this hand to brace up and down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now taking it forward like a stretch kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now turn the big toe up and lifting like a stretch kick on the side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're doing the sets of side kicks. Feel free to do 3 or 5. Ready? Low, middle, high, and drop. And 2. Low, middle, high, and drop. Starting off with 3. Low, middle, high, and drop. This is 4. Low, middle, high, and drop. Last one, doing well. Low, middle, high, and drop. And tapping the foot forward and back. Toe taps the front, heel taps the back. Keep that hip from twisting. 2, 3. Twist the foot round. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now wrap that foot up, hold on to it, pulse the bottom leg. That's it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now ride that farthing, real big circle with your leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And again, lie on your back, grab onto the leg and pull in. Okay, sit up. What we're going to do now is, after all that hip work, we're going to do a little bit of hip TLC to finish. So some stretches like that one, I wouldn't do that one every day. This last sequence, though, it only takes about 5 minutes and you can do it every day, okay? So number 1, these are the best sort of stretches you can do sitting down on the sofa. Just hug that hip in. Now, maybe it doesn't hurt usually, but after doing all those hip pulses, it will. If you're not feeling any sensation, you can bend this leg and curl it back. But make sure when you bring that leg back, you're not leaning to the side like that. Make sure both hips are flat and you hug onto it here. And right now, that's the sweet spot for me. You're still not feeling anything at all. You can bring this leg back. It's not going to do it today. Here we go. I've got to readjust myself so the knees are on top of each other and then fall forward. This one's a little bit intense, but Again, it's really good for your outer hip to give it some sort of release. Come up, switch, swap it down. There we go. So just sit up like this, nice and tall. There's a bunch of variations you can do on this one. So like grabbing the leg, turning the back, a bunch of stuff you can do. Reach forward to the toe, loads of stuff. But again, showing you the basic today. So, and then if you're not feeling anything, bend the leg, sit down, again, head on. And again, nothing at all. Wrap, knees on top of each other, and fold. Wherever you are, just breathe, relax, embrace the sensation. Okay, come up. A couple of quick tests now, because most of you have a yoga block or something in front of you. So again, nice way to notice how open you are. For example, ladies, you can turn the pad on its side, so it's a circle up. Okay, so just lie forward. For example, if you couldn't get that specified, you could use your hands. You can lie forward and just rest your head on something, so you're taking the weight off. So whether it's here, here, or here, just lie forward. And come up, change across the legs. And again, start high. You can always move down. It's all about just taking the weight off the legs into your head. And it forces you relax. Now you can do that again, or you can try what's called, it's got a couple of names, double pigeon, fire log, half yoga pose. If you can't get your knees to sit on top of your leg like this, you can use your block to put in between. Does that make sense? So sitting like this for just a minute a day, 2 minutes a day can be helpful. You can get your legs to go over each other. You can sit like this is absolutely the maximum of your pain threshold, that's fine. Or if you want to lean forward, you can. It's a great one you can do every day just to open yourself up. It's okay if you can't cross it, it's fine. What I would do, yeah, just put the pad in between. But just sitting like that for a minute is so good for you. And usually, before, if I couldn't do it, I'd have that for a minute, I'd take it off, and then suddenly my hip would open up. Okay? And change sides on the other side. These are definite ones where you can measure improvement. So usually people start here, and they've got the block like that, and then they can get it down here, and you don't need it at all. Just go forward. There we go, guys. It's 45 minutes. Well done. Awesome job. All right, gang.
Thank you, Sabine.